Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we needed more thrust, so we've got this. I'm going to make a few more modifications though before we actually launch this. Let's go ahead and we'll put a Rockamax brand adapter here, except we need to be in two-way symmetry. Okay, now the other thing that I would like to do is I would like to take our first stage here, and I'm just going to put a Rockamax brand adapter there as well, and we're going to upgrade that stage too, just so that we have enough thrust, hopefully. And we're going to use essentially a big orange tank. And we're going to pretend it's a big orange tank. Like that. Okay. And let's go ahead and put on a skipper. And then the question is, do we want to use... Let's see, 400 at surface, or 374 at surface. I think we do still want to use skippers. Okay, so this is our first stage now. And then we're going to attach in two side stages, like so. And what's our thrust to weight? 0.68. Oh, we need to have this guy in here, 1.02. So that's slightly better. Well, we definitely want to go ahead and have these be slightly higher. That should do the trick. And then we're going to need to put struts on them, as well as fuel lines. So we'll have the fuel lines from outside in. And then we will go ahead and put some strut connectors down here, as well as up here. Make those nice and solid. Actually, I'm gonna flip the sides. There's no particular reason to, but I just felt like it. Okay, so we don't quite have the thrust to weight to lift this yet. We could put some kickbacks on, upgrade that. So it's basically the same vehicle that we had before, but just bigger. So put that there, and then put on kickbacks. Something kind of like that. We'd probably want to put struts on those, though. So a strut there. I don't think we need any other struts, realistically. Okay, so with all this, now what's our thrust to weight in this stage? 1.34. That's a little bit better, to be sure. Now, we do have our mass being too high, which is interesting. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and I believe we need to upgrade our launch pad to be able to run this now, because our mass is just so much higher. Yeah, that's what we needed. Okay. We don't need to upgrade our VAB, which is good, because we don't have the money to, really. Okay, so 1.34 is our thrust to weight here. And then this stage here, I'm still a little bit concerned about our second stage. Hypothetically, maybe we should upgrade this as well to a... I mean, we don't really have... Actually, the Poodle could work. So then, if we were to take all of this off, ditch the adapter here, we would essentially move the adapter up. Do we have the fuel ducts going in there? That'd be interesting if we did. So essentially what we would do is we would move the adapter to be here. And then we would have, say... Let's see, that's 18 tons. Compare that to a T800, which is 4.5 tons. Maybe have like a X16. How much burn time is this if we then put a poodle here? Let's see, stage 3. Burn time is 110 seconds. Thrust to weight ratio is 0.28, which is better, to be sure. Okay. What if we had an X32 here? Thrust to weight is 0.2. I mean, it's a bit on the low side, but it should be okay-ish, right? Theoretically. Theoretically-ish. Okay. We're gonna try this. And this needs to be in quad symmetry. We need that running down to there. And then we'll need another decoupler here. We need a Rockomax brand decoupler, which is, I believe, the TD25? Yes. Okay, and then we slap that on there. Something along the lines of that. Okay, let's check our staging. So all of our bottom engines fire immediately. And then we ditch the SRBs. And then we ditch the side stages. Our fuel is flowing inward. That's nice. Good to know. Okay, so we ditch our side stages. And then we don't want to ditch our first stage at the same time. So actually, we want to ditch this right here. There we go. So that's 1627. Now we don't have mainsails, which I would very much like to use those instead of skippers, but it is what it is. Then we've got our poodle there. And then we detach our nose cones. And then we detach our second stage. And our landing stage fires. And then our drogue chutes launch at the same time. That's interesting. We're going to have the drogue chutes here, and then these decouplers will go ahead and go into stage 2. Good thing we checked that, because that was a little bit broken. Otherwise, with the possible exception of thrust to weight ratio, we seem to be okay. Now, if we do end up having an issue, we can downgrade these tanks to 16s. Like, maybe we should just go ahead and do that. Like, look at that. Our thrust to weight immediately jumps up. $1.36. That seems better. Did that increase or decrease our total delta V? 5178 compared to 4812. It did increase it. Okay, so let's bring that back. Okay, double check our staging one last time, and then we'll go to the moon. Yep, that looks good. That looks good. Yep. Excellent. I think we're good. So the question now is, do we have enough fuel to get there? And I think the answer is yes. I hope the answer is yes. As far as this stage goes, we've still got very low delta V in our second stage, primarily because our thrust to weight is so low, but we'll have to see, because it seems like it updates in a weird sort of way. But as long as we get into orbit with our first stage plus boosters, we should be fine. But this is so much heavier of a craft. It's kind of insane. Apparently it is foggy here. Okay. Well, let's go. Okay, that didn't feel like an awful launch. It didn't feel like a terrible launch or a great launch, but it also didn't feel like an awful launch. Yeah, we're getting reasonable speed. Our current thrust to weight ratio is almost 2.0. Also, I just love this information that we have now. It's so nice. Basically, it makes KER redundant. Two, one. Kickbacks are gone. Okay, so with the gimbaling, can we actually begin our gravity turn here? Look at that. We actually can. Oh. Nope. It's trying to tip. I'm trying to hold it in place here. Okay. I think we're good. Let's get rotated back to where we need to be. Nice. Okay, our apoapsis is doing okay. We have 18 more seconds in this burn. Let's go ahead and get straight to the horizon. Come on. There we go. Ditch those side stages, and away we go. Okay. Oh, right. I was confused because I had this one open. Never mind. I'm just an idiot. Don't mind me. So we are approaching the apoapsis right now, but we are also going to be leaving the atmosphere very soon. And our apoapsis is approaching 70 kilometers. Our speed is still a little on the low side, but we're doing okay, actually, realistically speaking. I think we're going to be fine. I hope we're going to be fine. Let's see here. Yeah, we've got a lot of horizontal speed. We just don't have a lot of vertical speed. So we may have started our gravity turn a little bit early there. But I think we're gonna be fine. Yep, I'm quite sure we're gonna be fine. Our periapsis is starting to raise quite substantially now. So yeah, we were just a little bit low on the vertical speed, which just meant that I started the gravity turn slightly early. Okay. T-minus 1 minute to the apoapsis. Apoapsis was increasing substantially. I'm just going to lock to prograde at this point. And then we're going to attempt a burn at 30 seconds and see if we, if that's a good time to do it. Actually, we'll just add a small prograde maneuver here. Set the apoapsis at right around. Sure, that'll be fine, honestly. So we want to burn this at T-minus 6 seconds. But realistically, we'll target 100 kilometers. Okay, so T-minus 4 seconds is when we want to burn this, and it's just going to be a prograde burn. So in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. I almost said bark, which would have been an interesting thing to say. Okay. And now we're in space. And we've still got some fuel from our first stage, which is fantastic. So let's go ahead and set a course for the moon. Maybe right around here we'll try. That's a decent encounter. Not too much delta V. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the encounter actually ends up looking like, because we do want to get a low orbit here. If we can. Looks like we cannot. So let's just go for something kind of like this. And then we'll do a retrograde burn here. Okay, we'll stay locked prograde, but we should do our burn at T-minus... let's see here, 1 minute 15 would be like 37 seconds. However, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we will head for the moon. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.